So let's talk about the best cardio for fat loss, because it's still one of the most common questions that people are asking. And, they want to know, what can I do? How can I make sure I burn the most amount of fat? For those of you listening, some of you will already know my answer. But for those of you who may be new or may still be looking for that magic answer, unfortunately, there is nothing you can do supplement-wise, cardio-wise, any of those things to burn body fat, right? Does cardio help with extra energy expenditure? Yes, but that is not going to cause you to lose body fat, because it really does come down to what goes in our mouth. You can do as much cardio as you want, but if you have a higher appetite and you end up eating more, then you're not going to lose any body fat, right? It always comes down to how much you eat versus how much you burn. If you burn 500 calories on the treadmill somehow, running, let's say, outside, you've gone for a run, you've run for about 45 minutes, okay? You've burned 500 calories, sweet. How long can you keep that up for? Can you do that every fucking day, firstly? Secondly, let's say you do that and then you go and have a muffin afterwards, right? You grab a fat muffin and then you grab one of those protein shakes, those thick shakes, the oat proteins. Right there, that's about 700 calories you've just had from a muffin and a fucking oat protein shake. Am I saying these things are bad? No. But you just had those 700 calories. So you've actually had 200 calories more than what you've just burned on the treadmill. Now, obviously, we're looking at a whole day's intake, so I'm not just looking at that one point. But if you had that, okay, and then you ate the rest of your food, so like that was an accidental snack that you had, which you wouldn't usually have, you have then just increased your calories by 200 as an overall intake, so you're not in a deficit anymore. This is why I'm trying to explain to you guys, it's not about the cardio for fat loss, right? It's not about the best fat burning tools. It really does come down to what goes in your mouth. And if you can control things from a nutrition perspective, it actually makes the dieting process easier, because it's easy to not eat 300 calories versus trying to burn 300 calories more. It takes a lot of effort to burn 300 calories. And if you enjoy exercise and you want to do cardio and stuff like that, all the power to you, but do not forget the most important thing, which is the food that goes in your mouth. You cannot out-exercise a shitty diet. Unless you're a professional athlete, unless you have all the time in the world to exercise, you can't do it. All right? And it's unfortunate, I wish I could eat whatever I wanted and train however I wanted and, burn it all off, but you can't. So this means we still have to practice restraint with our food. So instead of always trying to focus on how can I burn more calories, think about how can I eat fewer calories and still be full. Which usually means we start to increase our protein, we start to increase our fruits and vegetables, we decrease the amount of processed high-calorie food in our diet, we start to reduce the palatability of our diet, so making it a 7 out of 10 like I've talked about before. We make those adjustments to start working on our nutritional intake, and that way it's much easier to be able to start to cut your calories down with minimal effort. It's just about putting less food in your mouth overall versus trying to, again, expend an extra 300 to 500 calories a day, which is very effortful. And so with that being said, you can also do both. You can add a little bit of extra cardio a day. You can decrease your calories a little bit a day. That's a good combo too, if you can manage to do both of them. But it also comes down to realistically, how much can you do? Not everyone's going to have that much time in the day to do cardio every single day and weight training every single day and get their steps up every day. If you can focus on eating a little bit less, you can get on with your day, you have more time to do the things you need to do, you just focus on eating a little bit less food overall. And the best way to focus on eating less food is to also focus on keeping busy. So making sure that you're staying on track with tasks, making sure you have things that are stimulating you, that are taking your mind away from things that are distracting you. Because, when you're busy, you don't think about food. So busyness is a key factor to actually help you get through the day and not eat, for the most part. Now, I'm not saying skip all your meals and don't eat anything, but might get to lunchtime and you're like, fuck, it's lunchtime already. I didn't think about food because I've been so busy. That's where you want to be. All right? So stop focusing so much on calories burned. Think about how can you eat less calories over time. And also, how can you expend your how can you increase your calorie expenditure? But don't just think about it from I need to do as much cardio as possible, because that is just most likely going to set you up for failure. Right? So I hope this video is helpful. If you guys have any questions, as always, hit me up on Instagram @tysonthetrainerr with 2 R's, and I'll speak to you next time.